I'm a furniture flipper, and I'm gonna flip this piece for money because Mama needs a new truck. First things first, do yourself a favor, get you a baggie and put all of that hardware in there so that you don't separate it and drop it and lose it and the dog doesn't carry off with it and your kids don't think it's trash. Just trust me, it'll work. Tape it to the back of your piece and it will be there for when you need it later. This piece had a lot of deep scratches on the top, so I took an 80 grit sandpaper and my rotary sander and worked those down. Then came back with a 220 grit sandpaper to smooth that out. That's a sandpaper trick. If you want to get down to bare wood quickly, you use a low grit sandpaper. And then because that roughens up those wood fibers, you need to come back with a higher grit sandpaper and smooth that out. And you always have to clean the piece. There's just no way around it. And sometimes you even get cute little pictures of people's dogs. Isn't that adorable? But definitely always clean your pieces. And normally I have an idea for a piece, but here I am sitting, drinking my little Sonic drink, not knowing at all what to do. I'm having artist block. I have no inspiration. Every color I think of I hate doesn't go on this piece. So I was trying to go on Facebook so I could get some inspiration on like color matches, and ended up going on TikTok and losing an hour of my life. And so I was sitting there daydreaming. It's a beautiful day. I'm in the garage by myself. My dog, where's my dog? He must be inside. Usually he's up my ass. So I started thinking about what I'm gonna do later on this evening. My husband and I started Aquaman like 2 weeks ago. And we got an hour in before it was like, you ready to go to bed? Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. So here we are 2 weeks later, we still haven't finished it. So we're gonna finish it today. So this piece may end up looking like Atlantis. Or I might just fashion it after Jason Momoa's wetsuit. Stop it, you bad girl. Stop. Normally you have orange and green for Aquaman's suit, but in the second movie, he has the one that like, it makes him invisible and stuff. And sometimes it's black, sometimes it's blue. But I did decide to go with black, and I painted the entire piece just a base of black. This is Dixie Belle's Caviar, and it just leaves the smoothest finish. I was able to get through it pretty quickly, and here it is done. No brush marks. I mean, it's completely dry. This is 2 coats in. The rule across the board on chalk-based paints is that, especially on the dark colors, if you don't seal them in, you're going to leave like a chalky fingerprint every time you touch it. And I knew I was going to be putting other layers of paint on this, so I decided to go ahead and seal in this base coat, which that's my base coat, with Dixie Belle's Satin Clear Coat. And I spray it on because that's what gives me personally the smoothest finish. I'll be honest, I don't have a clue what I'm doing here. I was saying in my head. So I went and looked at what Atlantis looks like, and it's lots of pale blues and light greens and silvers and stuff. And I do a lot of that stuff anyway. I was kind of hoping for something different. I wanted to go a little more of a masculine route. So I started looking for artistic reasons only. Jason Momoa's Aquaman suit. And it's black, but it's got dark green and silver. So I was like, inspired by this. No, not that one. No, that's the wrong one. Not that one either. So I went through my arsenal of things that I have. And I have Moonshine Metallics from Dixie Belle. And then I also have dark green from Woody Bend. The thing is though, they are completely different consistencies. This one is like super runny. Whoa, see? And then this one is like, it's a paste. They're both water-based, so I could potentially use them together, but not at the same time, because the silver would definitely have to dry over time, whereas this will dry very quickly. So we're gonna go with silver first. I don't have an idea in my mind, but if I hate it, I'll just paint over it. Also, fun fact, when I painted the dresser, I forgot to paint the mirror. I don't want full coverage on this metallic. I want to be able to see the black coming through it. So I'm using it more as a glaze or like a wash. Like I said, I want that black to come through. So because I have sealed off this porous chalk paint, I'm able to control it. I can wipe it back. I can spray it with water and it will run, and I don't have to worry about messing up my base color, which is the caviar. I've gone far enough into using the metallic to realize I do like it. I would have stopped already, let it dry, and repainted over the parts there where you see that are the metallic gray if I didn't like it. But I'm liking it more and more, and I'm going to keep going over the entire piece. Again, I would like to reiterate, I don't have a plan. I'm just going with what I like, and if I don't like it, I'm going to either wipe it back. If I can't wipe it back, I'm going to paint over it. I'm just playing. To me, when I'm painting furniture, it's one of the most therapeutic things you can do and much cheaper than a therapist. I just come in, and sometimes you can tell what my mood is by what I'm painting. Other times, like now, I'm just playing. Like I picked a suit out of a movie we were watching, and I kind of picked my colors around that. But you could just as easily say, well, my daughter's room is pink. I'm going to paint something pink. Or I like the color, this color red, and go with that. It doesn't, I mean, inspiration comes from all aspects in life. If you don't have any inspiration, I recommend going and channel surfing on Netflix or getting on Pinterest or just talking to a friend, man. You can, or go with your favorite color. My favorite color is blue, obviously. I'm repeating the same process over the entire piece where I spray it with water, wipe the metallic around with my brush, and then wipe it back with a wet, lint-free cloth. If I find that I've wiped back too much, you just come and add a little bit more color and a little more gentility the next time you come in with your cloth. I think we can call it dark and decrepit for the time being, but I feel like we're headed in the right direction. So I'm digging the gunmetal look over here. But of course I can't leave that alone. I'm gonna try, I have some orange. I know I have an orange metallic somewhere. I just have to find it. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty perfect actually. It's called Firebird Art Alchemy. I'm gonna go with this little artist brush first. Now here's where Aquaman's suit from the first movie comes into play, because it is this color orange, like it was as if it was made for a piece that I will eventually end up calling Aquaman. Next, we're going to do Woodubin's Posh Chalk Metallic Paste in dark green. Also another of the colors in Aquaman's original superhero suit. I was going to say last but not least, but I'm not sure that that's the case. And now we're going to go with some actual metallic colors. Copper. This is copper gilding wax from Dixie Belle. It is an oil-based wax, but I am able to clean it up using Dawn dish soap. It works perfectly. I don't have any problem. Just put a little pea size in the palm of my hand and work my brush around in it, and it's fine. So in here somewhere, or in here somewhere, there's got to be some silver. Bingo! They're not the same brand. One's Krylon, one's Rust-Oleum. Ooh! That was the Krylon Max that did that. I can't leave it alone. We're at that point where I don't think I can leave it alone, but I don't want to F it up either. Because yeah, I know I say all the time we can paint over it, but it's really kind of a pain in the ass to paint over it. I'd rather it just be at that moment when you're like, ah, I'm not sure we're there yet. Yeah, I have an idea. I'm gonna use the Harlequin stencil and this Silver Spark gilding wax that I bought off of Amazon eons ago. Okay, I'm gonna have to take the hardware back off. All right, don't mess it up. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Well, we're not going to use that gilding wax because it's hard as a rock. So this is silver gilding wax from Dixie Belle. So I chose that other one first because it has a wide mouth, and I like the wide mouth on it. Okay, here goes nothing. They don't teach this in art school. Nope, that's wrong. So I'll have to paint over this one. I was thinking I could add another diamond at the end, but there's not enough space. It would be uncentered. And everyone's OCD would want to tell me about it in the comments. Let's try this again, shall we? We're going to center it up over the hardware holes. Son of a... I'm going to have to come in and touch that up later because I just effed it up a little bit. Okay. I love fixing things I wouldn't have messed up if I'd just left it alone. It's my favorite thing. Okay, I feel like this is the last step. We're gonna do a little bit more of the Moonshine Metallics and Silver Bullet. I've got my flat brush and my water mister. We're gonna go over the flat parts of the drawers and create a stone look so that this isn't so stark. Okay, spray with water, grab my lint-free cloth, we're just gonna pat. Little pat, little pat, pat, little pat. That might be a wrap. Let's put the hardware back on.